When we start out on the spiritual path, you can often feel really alone, particularly if you feel you need to practice in certain ways. Just generally, we are alone anyway. But when you begin to see that you aren't alone, not really, others have a similar aspiration. And when you find a group of people that have similar aspirations, there's an opportunity to practice together. Now that might be a practice of study, or a practice of meditation, or a practice of friendship. But of course it can also be a practice of opening the heart, moving towards that which is beyond us. It could be devotional practice. It could be a practice of worship. And as we've seen in this course, worship is a ritual act, an act of integration, in which we bring all of ourselves, the dark parts of ourselves, the light parts of ourselves, all of our belongings, our intentions, our presence, our attention. We bring all together and we direct it towards that which we aspire towards. Now it's really important to have a leader on expeditions of this kind, and that's why it's important to have a teacher who at least knows, in essence, the direction we're heading towards, even if they haven't reached it themselves. So, in breaking the chains, engaging in ritual practice that allows us to break those fetters that we've talked about, we are actually engaging in a very powerful adventure. We're moving towards something beyond ourselves and bigger than ourselves. So once we start out, we have to direct ourselves, point towards that goal, and keep going. It may seem enormous. It may seem that it is just too far away. But we know that we can get there because we can be heartened by knowing that others have done so too. We're walking in their footsteps. This isn't the first time that the spiritual life has been walked. So we aim ourselves, we follow the footsteps that have been placed in front of us, and take heart in that. We also have to take courage, and we have to be determined. We have to actually make effort. We have to go. If we're ever going to get closer to our goal, if we're ever going to be able to take in the view, we just have to keep going, and we have to close the gap, even though it may seem enormous, even if we ourselves don't feel that we're up for the task. In this stage of devotional practice, we have to really let go of anything that's holding us back, anything that's stopping us from being able to make the ascent. We have to let go. We have to let go of habits, views, attitudes, maybe even friendships and relationships that are really pulling us down and not allowing us to rise up. Then, when we're feeling unencumbered and unburdened by these things, we're able to really climb, we're able to get much closer and see that, once again, we're not alone. There are others who can help us, others who have laid the groundwork, others who are already that little bit further ahead. And we can rejoice in them. We can rejoice in their experience, their knowledge, their wisdom, their care. And then we too, like them, can climb even higher, even when it seems impossible. And then, once we get even further up, even higher, it's then that we open ourselves up to the view, then that we become receptive, then that we can become really attentive to the beauty of the Dharma, beauty of that view. And at this point, everything that we have been up until this moment has been a support, but is let go of. And we breathe in, we open up to the fresh, clean skies. This is the place where we are, in essence, reborn. But it's not just about us having a, if you pardon the pun, peak experience. Spiritual life is not just about us getting what we want. When you see the beauty of the Dharma and are moved by the compassion of the Dharma, you see that there are many, many rocky peaks that others are also rising towards. There are huge and vast areas of spiritual terrain that others are also trying to cross. There are chasms and holes that others are trying to get across, that they have to traverse. And you begin to see that they need help. It's all very well for you to get to the top, but from the view there you can see how many have yet to climb. And in the last stage of devotional practice, the last stage of the puja, we transfer the merit. We give up, in a sense, that sense of achievement. We give it up and we motivate others and we encourage others to get where we in turn want to go and have gone. So this whole process of starting out, climbing, rising, is all about the coming back down, letting go of ourselves, letting go of our own sense of wanting to achieve, so that we can be of support to others and help them to ascend.